Live one more time today. Today is the second to last day for the bundle. The bundle ends tomorrow. So if you wanted to grab it, please go grab it. The link is in my bio or in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Go grab the bundle before it's gone tomorrow. It will not be back again in 2023, and in 2024 it'll be totally different. So if you want this collection right now, go grab it before it's gone, because tomorrow is going to come fast. So just over 24 hours left to get the bundle. Go get it. Today we're going to be talking about the gut gym analogy and how to build a strong microbiome over time. So I'm open for questions. If you have questions, please post in the chat, but I'm just going to dive in really quick for this topic today. So the gut gym analogy, I learned this from Dr. Will Bulsiewicz, so he gets the credit for the gym analogy. Now, when you're building your microbiome is kind of like your muscles. It gets stronger the more we challenge it. And I know there's people out there who say that our gut needs a rest. Our gut needs a rest from the junk that we're putting in it. Our gut does not need a rest from fiber. Fiber is what actually grows our microbiome, and we need a variety of it to have a strong and really healthy microbiome. So just like our muscles require constant, we have to lift weights, you have to move your body. If we're not consistent with our exercise and our workouts, then our muscles can atrophy. And that's why it's really important that we work out. Same is with our guts. We need to provide our guts some really good and a wide variety of fiber so that we can build our guts. Now, just like going to the gym, you're not going to go to the gym and instantly be able to lift the 100-pound weights, for example. And that's just like with your diet. You're not going to be able to eat 3 or 4 cups of broccoli right off the bat if you have not been eating broccoli in the past, or it's a rare thing. We need to train our guts just like we train our muscles. And the slower we go, the stronger our gut and our muscles can get. So just like at the gym, instead of starting with the 100-pound weights, start with the 5s. Work with the 5s. And after a week or two, move it up. Work with the 10s, just like the gut microbiome. So when you start slow with the small amounts. And when I mean slow, like start with a tablespoon of broccoli. There's so many people out there who have issues with, say, broccoli or kale or whatever, greens, vegetables. Maybe they say I have gas and bloating and it hurts and stuff, but it's not the vegetable that's the problem. It's the weak microbiome that isn't ready right now. And be caring with your microbiome. It's just not ready. Just like your muscles aren't ready for 100-pound weights. Work up slowly. Start with smaller amounts of these foods and be more consistent with it. So like the gym, if we go to the gym once in a month, we're not going to grow our muscles just by going once a month. We have to be consistent with it so that we get better and we get stronger. It takes consistency, and the same goes for our guts. We can't just eat broccoli once in a month or every 2 months. We have to do it more consistently. So this goes for all different varieties. It's not about eating huge amounts of 1 or 2 things. It's about slowly, gradually eating the diet that feels good for you right now, but slowly and gradually adding in those new varieties in smaller amounts so that you can grow your microbiome. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes consistency, but it's very possible. So people with issues with certain foods just need to go a lot slower than they think. A great example is beans. Beans can cause a lot of gas and bloating for some people. If they're moving from a diet that's really low in fiber and they rarely eat beans, because every time that you eat beans, you have gas, and so you don't eat beans. And then when you do, you get gas. So they stop eating the beans and they say, beans give me gas. Well, it's not the beans that's the problem. It's the microbiome that isn't challenged enough and strong enough to digest that specific fiber. So to remedy the situation and to grow the gut, that's like saying, That's like saying if you go to the gym once and you lift some heavy, heavy weights and you come home and then the next 2 or 3 days you're so sore and you say to your friend or whoever, you say to yourself, you're like, well, the gym made me hurt, so I'm never going to go to the gym again. That's kind of what it's like, because we know that if we overstress our muscles, we can have injury. If we overstress our muscles, it can hurt. It can be uncomfortable. But if we challenge it just to the point where it feels good to challenge and we can get that growth, that's the appropriate amount for your body. And that's just like having, say, the beans, for example. If you start off eating 2 cups of beans, that's like starting off with the 100-pound weights. It's going to be too much for your microbiome to be able to deal with all of that. So instead, start with the 10-pound weights, right? Start with a smaller amount, like 2 tablespoons, but be consistent with it. Don't just do it once and then don't do it for another 2 months. Do it as consistently as you can, like have 2 tablespoons with every evening salad, for example, and then work up to more. And then once you get comfortable with, say, a 1/4 cup or whatever, you can add a new thing. Start with the broccoli. Once you get comfortable with broccoli, keep that in your diet and then add a new thing like cabbage. Once you get comfortable with the beans, the broccoli, and the cabbage, then you can add something else. But work up to more variety. It's really going to be helpful. So I just wanted to quickly share that with you for this live. It's such an important topic, the gut microbiome. It's something that I really care deeply about. And as many of you know, I'm very passionate about it. I'm going to go through some of the comments. So if you have questions, please post in the chat. Making my first wraps tonight. What is tomato powder and where do you find it? Good question. So tomato powder is basically just ground dried tomatoes. It's a concentrated source of tomato and it's so cool. I love tomato powder. It really enhances the flavor. And for those of you, this is a bonus piece of trivia information. For those of you who think maybe that cooking your tomatoes actually helps you to absorb more lycopene, there's actually something that is raw that has more lycopene availability than cooked tomatoes, and that is sun-dried tomatoes and powdered tomato powder. These 2 things have more lycopene availability than cooked tomatoes. So you can eat it raw. You don't have to cook your tomatoes. You can eat them raw. And tomato powder, basically what they do is they freeze dry tomatoes, which retains 97% of the nutrition. Freeze drying is like next level for nutrition preservation. They freeze dry the tomatoes and then they grind it into a powder. That's basically all it is. So it's raw and you can order it online. Just search tomato powder online and you should be able to find a variety of different brands. We shop at Winco and Winco has a brand, a line, I don't even remember what the name is, but they're like big tins and they have like freeze dried fruits and vegetables and powders. So we get our tomato powder there, but now that we have a freeze dryer, we bought the tin before we had the freeze dryer, but now that we have a freeze dryer, we're gonna be making our own tomato powder. We'll get cases of tomatoes for wholesale price when we go to LA, and then we'll just freeze dry them all, grind them up, and we'll have our own tomato powder. So that's what it is. The tomato powder actually brings a lot of flavor to your sauces, your wraps. It's really, really awesome. I love tomato powder. Dina's asking, is today the last day for the bundle? Tomorrow's the last day. So it depends on where you are in the world. But for me, tomorrow is the last day. So basically, let's see the time. It's about 8 hours till midnight. So 24 hours. So 32 hours. 32 hours from right now, the bundle will be done. So that's the amount of time that you have left to buy it. If you wanted to grab the collection of ebooks that we have, there's 40 ebooks and courses. And they're all PDFs, so just download them all onto your device. And if you want to do the course, open the PDF and follow the instructions and go sign up, learn some stuff, watch the interviews, make the recipes. There's so much value in this bundle. If you were to buy everything separately, because we've all contributed, there's 40 things, so we've all contributed stuff to this bundle. If you were to buy everything separately, it would cost you over $1,800. But we've all gotten together to put it all into one bundle collection for you, $50. That's all you pay, and you get all the content. My wraps book, Nate's kitchen course, Chris's stew book, like all of our new content is inside this bundle for $50. Just click the link in my bio and get it now. There's only 32 hours left to get it. It ends tomorrow night at midnight Pacific. So yeah, it's a great bundle. There's so many good things in there. We've been making some really fun stuff and we've been really enjoying it. We love opening the new ebooks and trying some of the new recipes, because even though we make a lot of our own stuff, obviously we make pretty much all our own stuff, we love to dive into the bundle and open up different books and try new recipes and learn from others. It's so beneficial for us as well to explore new ways of making food. So we highly recommend checking it out. Again, 32 hours left to get that from the moment of this video. If you're watching it later, it's probably going to be less time, but it ends May 11th, Thursday night at 11:59 p.m. PST. At midnight on Thursday, the website will be taken down and you won't be able to buy the collection again, ever. Because when we come back next year, the raw bundle only happens once a year. So this is it. This is the only time that you can get the raw bundle. And next year, we will do it again next year, but next year it'll be a totally different collection with totally new stuff. Every year we have new stuff. That's where we launch all our new stuff, is in the bundle. So if you want it all, this is the best time to get it all. Even if you don't use it for a year, just buy it, download it onto your device ASAP, because you have 1 year to download the content. But once it's on your device downloaded, you can open them anytime you want. Just keep the files safe so you don't delete them. But yeah, it's all for you. It's all amazing stuff, and you can start making some hand salads. Plain Old Hottie says, tonight at midnight or some other time tomorrow? It's Pacific time. So right now it's 4:17 p.m. It ends tomorrow, Thursday, May 11th at 11:59 p.m. PST, which would be May 12th at 3 a.m. Eastern. So if you're on the East Coast, like New York, Florida, it's 3 a.m. on May 12th. And if you're in Europe, I believe it's like, I don't even know what time it would be, probably 8 a.m. on May 12th, I think. So 11:59 p.m. PST, Thursday, May 11th is the last time that you can get it. And after that time, we take the website down and the raw bundle won't be back until 2024, a whole year from now. So if you do want the raw bundle, this is your chance. You'll have all of this content to enjoy for the whole year. You'll be able to make new things and learn new stuff and watch the interviews. And then next year, when it comes back, you'll be able to buy all our new stuff again. So every year when we release new content, we release it inside the bundle. So it's very, very, you're 719 in Maryland. Okay, so yeah, it's going to end at 3 a.m. On May 12th. So Friday morning at 3 a.m., that's the cutoff. So you'll want to order it tomorrow. If you're really thinking about getting it, this is your chance. Grab it, download all the content, and then you can open stuff. You know, as time goes on, maybe every Sunday you open up a new book and you choose some recipes to make during that week, and you get to learn more about raw food. You do not need to be a raw vegan to buy the bundle and enjoy the bundle and make raw food, because we all know we could use some more raw food in our life, right? Fresh fruits and vegetables, learning more about the lifestyle as well, and incorporating some of the things that resonate with you into your life. That's the whole point of the bundle, is to provide you with a plethora of things that you can use to improve your life and your health. Thank you asking my dad to buy it for me for my birthday, 40 in June. Wow. Happy early birthday. And yeah, definitely grab it, because you can always pay a family member back or what have you, but we will not be selling it after the time. I get lots of messages after the bundle saying, hey, can I get it? I forgot to get it. I meant to get it and I didn't get it. We don't sell it after, and we'll never sell this collection ever again. Next year, it'll be totally different. So please go grab it if you're interested. People don't wait. You have a whole year to explore it. $50 is nothing to get all of this. Thanks, Lissa. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. And someone else mentioned in another live, they were talking about how you could go to a raw restaurant and you could order a couple raw dishes and it would easily be $50. But for $50, you can get this bundle and you get recipes that you can make yourself, and it empowers you to start adding more raw food to your life. You get 40 ebooks and courses worth over $1,800 if you were to buy them all separately after the bundle. It's all yours for $50, and we do this because we want to give you an opportunity to get all our new content right now for $50. We can only do this once a year. Like I said, it's a lot of work. We plan the bundle months in advance, and a lot of people who've put content into this bundle have been working for an entire year on their content. So after this bundle is done, we're gonna start working on next year's bundle. So it'll be totally different. And it's a really great way to learn more. Once buying the bundle, will I always have it on my device, or does it go away after a year? Great question. So once you buy, you have 1 year to download the content. The download link disappears after a year, but once you download it onto your device, you have it for as long as you keep the files. This is critical, this piece of information I'm going to tell you right now. Once you download it onto your device, please put the files into a safe backup, like Google Drive, Dropbox, a USB stick, something like that, so that you have them in another place aside from just your device. Because if you download them just on your phone and then something happens to your phone, you won't be able to get those files again. Once you download them, it's your responsibility to keep your files safe. We can only host the files for 1 year. We don't host them for life. We give people a whole year to download them, which is more than enough time because it only takes 5 minutes to download. But we give people more than enough time to be able to download the content. And once you have it downloaded, it's yours forever as long as you keep the files, and keep the files safe. So again, if something happens to your main device, this goes for all files, not just the bundle. Your tax documents, your pictures that you don't want ever deleted. Make sure you have a backup for your digital stuff. It's so important to have a backup. And I was a photographer, a professional photographer for almost 2 decades, really. I was a professional photographer for a long time, and I learned the value and importance of having backups, because if anything happens to your device, you have a backup. That's why they're called backups. They're going to replace what you lost. So Google Drive is my preferred place to put the books, because Google Drive and Dropbox you can access from any device. You just log into your Google Drive and you can download the books from your Google Drive. So make sure that you put them somewhere safe so that you always have access to them. Let's see, what else do we have here? Any questions? If eating a wide variety of fiber, no probiotic necessary? Great question. So probiotics, the pills that you take, those are transient, and that means that they help and work on the way through, but they don't really stick around. Some might, but it's pretty rare. And what they do is they're like the cleanup crew. They come in and they help clean things up. But if you're not going to feed your own bacteria with fiber, then you can take the probiotics, but you're not really building your own. So probiotics can be very helpful in the beginning, or when you can take them. I mean, it's not going to hurt you or anything, but you need to build your own bacteria with fiber and fiber variety, so that those probiotics, when they come in, they clean things up a bit, and then that makes room for your bacteria to flourish and to grow. So they are helpful, and I'm not saying they're not, but they're not as building as we thought back in the past. Like, probiotics used to be really pumped as a way to grow your gut, but they actually don't necessarily help you grow your gut. It's the fiber, the inulin, the prebiotics, all the fruits and vegetables, the insoluble fiber and the soluble fiber. Like, there's a reason it's a whole package. We get the whole fiber from the fruits and vegetables. This feeds our microbiome so that we don't need probiotics, because the probiotics are there because our guts are messed up and we've been trying to replenish them. But really, the way to replenish your microbiome is to eat fiber and grow that gut. Go slow, like we were talking about in the beginning. Go slow, add smaller amounts, and work up to more, because that's what's going to grow your gut. Thanks for sharing weights of ingredients. I'm finding the weight of my produce is less than the quantity. For instance, I need 5 Roma tomatoes by weight instead of 4 by volume. Thank you for sharing that. That is so important. And that is why we add weights to the recipes. Because if you follow the recipe and it's like 4 Roma tomatoes, a Roma tomato for me might not be the same as a Roma tomato for you, or a Roma tomato for me in the summer might be a different size than a Roma tomato in the winter. So if you are using just the volume or like the initial amount, like for example, a large onion. I use onions quite a bit in the wraps because they have a very special fiber that helps keep everything together. Plus the flavor is unreal, and dehydrated, they're so good. They're not like intense like onion. They have more of the flavor and they're softer. They're really nice. But 1 large onion, if I just wrote 1 large onion, what a large onion for me might be very different than a large onion for you. And that will alter the amount of wrap dough, I guess you could say, that you get as a result. So I put the weights in. The weights are very, 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 very important. And with my wrap recipes, you have to follow it word for word. Try not to swap anything out because it's going to change the recipe. And I've had people message and say, I tried your wrap and you know, like it cracked or whatever. And I asked, did you use the weights? And they said no. And this is a reason why, because 860 grams of onion is a lot of onion when most onions are, you know, smaller. So a large onion might not be enough. Like you said, the Roma tomatoes, weight is very important when it comes to recipes. If you really want it to turn out properly, follow the weights. That's why we added them, so that you get the best experience when making your wraps. Oh, we've got a good question here. Where do you check your microbiome? Great question. So Nate and I use a company called Ombre Lab. You can find it on Instagram. It's Ombre Lab. And you can go to the website ombrelab.com and you can order a gut microbiome test. They send it to you. You open the test, you register your kit. Make sure you register your kit before you do the test so you don't forget. Register your kit online, takes 2 seconds, and then you, in the morning, when you have your bowel movement, in the morning, you take a sample of it. I just take a sample. I know TMI, but whatever. We all have bodies, right? So you take a sample of your stool. I just like collect a little bit in a tissue. And then you have like this swab, and you swab your stool sample, and all you need is a rice-sized sample. You just need a little bit, like a rice. You don't need a lot. And then you put it into this vial with blue liquid, you shake it up, and then you just mail it off. And then once they get the sample, they run the tests, they can discover what bacteria you have in your colon at that moment. That's a snapshot of your colon at that moment. So they also recommend, if you are on probiotics or anything like that, to stop the probiotics for a week before you do the test. Because like I said, probiotics are transient and they are not reflective of your current gut situation. So if you want an accurate test of what your gut is, stop the probiotics for 7 days before you do the test, 7 to 10 days, then do the test, and then go back on your probiotics, because that's going to give you a better picture of your gut health. So it's not masked by all the probiotics that you're taking, because they don't stick around. So you don't want to have a test that has like all these other probiotics in it that aren't there normally. So Ombre Lab, there are other companies. If you want a link to it, just send me a DM. Viome.com is another company. Biome Site is another company in the UK. So if you're over in Europe, the UK Biome Site is a great one. And if you're in Australia, Microba.com is a great one as well. So finally finding success eating all raw, and I'm absolutely loving last year's bundle. We're waiting for our Excalibur to arrive so I can make wraps. Oh, love that, Vicky. Thank you for sharing. We get lots of messages every time a bundle comes around. People are like, I bought last year's bundle and it changed my life. So if you are thinking of adding more raw food, this is your chance. It's like just about 32 hours left to buy this bundle. Click the link in my bio and go to the website, click buy now, and then you can download all the stuff that you get on the website for $50. That's it. You just pay $50 and you get everything. Do you have the water filter you use in your Amazon store? You know, I actually don't have an Amazon store, which I need to work on. That's on my list of like a billion things that I need to do. But we use a reverse osmosis for our water, and we got that at Costco. So that's what we use for that. Thank you for all you do to encourage us while going raw. You're so welcome. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to answer your questions, brainstorm your struggles. If you have anything, send me a DM on Instagram here. I'm happy to help you. This is what I do all year long, and we use the bundle as a way to help us to keep doing this and to keep helping you for free, because it takes a lot of time to make YouTube videos. It takes a lot of time. I spend thousands of hours in the direct messages and email helping you guys for free. I don't charge for it. I sell my recipes, and that's how I make some of my money, right? Like that's how we are able to do this. And I'm very happy to help for free. That's what I'm here for. But still gotta pay rent. So that's why we sell the bundle. I have the bundle and need to purchase a spiralizer for the veggie noodles. What brand raw veggies or raw vegans use that works best? So there's a few different ones that I have found personally I enjoy. The one that I bought is from a company called Paderno, and it was the first one that I ever bought for spiralizer. That's still my favorite spiralizer. We also have a Joyce Chen spiralizer, and that one makes like angel hair. It's really good for the harder roots like carrot, parsnip, to make like the angel hair. I like that one for zucchini because I prefer the thin zucchini. You could also use like a hand peeler with the holes, like a grater. You could use that for spiralizing. But yeah, the Paderno is really good. There's also one from TriBest, which is an electric one. So TriBest, you can search that on Amazon, TriBest electric spiralizer. I'm sure you can find it there, but that one's really cool too. We're actually thinking of investing in one of those. I think it's only like $40 or whatever, but it's an electric one. So you can just put it on top and just put your stuff in and it does it electrically. You don't have to crank it. So those are some examples of spiralizers, but I think the Paderno one is like $20 or $24 or something. Will that microbiome test give you evidence of if your gut is absorbing what you're eating? So there's so much information that you do get. It doesn't say if you're absorbing everything that you're eating. The goal, if you want to absorb your food, chew it well. That's number one. You want to start chewing your food well. And I always encourage people to do a challenge. And next time you eat something, chew one of the bites 80 times, like count 80 chews. You're really going to learn how much you need to chew. And we don't chew enough. So if you're swallowing pieces whole or you're half chewing because you're talking to your friend or your family or you're rushing through your meal, your stomach is going to be like, yo, you didn't do your job. We need to chew our food. If we want to get the most nutrition out of our food, we need to chew our food. And then once it goes into our stomach and our intestines, then our gut microbiome starts to digest it. And it's a lot easier to digest when you chew your food. So the test doesn't show like how much you absorb of stuff. It does show how much your bacteria is producing of, say, like short chain fatty acids like butyrate, propionate, and stuff like that. So there's that. It does show like the amount of B12 bacteria that you might have. So there's some things that have to do with nutrition, and you get that when you do your test. But it's pretty in depth for the species and the types of bacteria that you have. It's really great. But yeah, if you want to get more out of your digestion, chew your food. Chew it well. I made the chicky wrap. It was so good. Thank you, Holistic HUD. Thank you. I'm so glad you made that one. That's one of the good ones. I mean, they're all good, but that's one of my favorite ones. It's a really fun wrap to make. And that recipe is available in my wrap book for anyone new watching. My brand new hand salads wrap ebook is currently available in the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, where you're getting not just my wrap book, you're getting 39 other things in this bundle valued at over $1,800 for $50. You just have to click the link in my bio or in the description and go buy the bundle for $50. You pay one payment of $50 and you get all of that content that's on the website. So glad you enjoyed. Oh, I like your mom said, it's just $1 a week. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, it's like $1 a week if you buy the bundle for $50, it's less than $1 a week for a whole year. So you're basically getting all the content that you can open once a week. That's such a great way of looking at it. It's not very much money when it's an investment in your health. Instead of spending $50 on something or whatever, spend $50 to get more recipes, to get inspired, to get some information, to help you implement healthier things into your life. The Green Goddess wrap was delicious. I am looking forward to repeat this for lunch tomorrow. The wrap held together beautifully. Thank you, Diane, for sharing that. I am so happy that so many people have been making the wraps and tagging me on social media. I love seeing what you guys create from the wrap book and all the other stuff that's in the bundle too. There's like raw bread, there's sushi, there's all kinds of really fun stuff in there. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm glad you're going to make it again. It's such a great thing to make for prep, like for on the go. You prep it the night before and you've got lunch for the next day. It's so easy. Did you have to drill a hole on your sink? No. Oh, for the spout, for the reverse osmosis? No, there was already something in there. I would recommend going and checking it out at Costco and seeing what you might need. We did not have to drill anything. There was just already a hole that was there that we just put it. It just came out. It was already there, and we just put the spout through that one. Oh my gosh, I'm lucky if I chew 3 times. Right, I know, we don't chew enough and we really need to slow down. I know I eat fast sometimes too. We're all human. We're rushed. What?
It was the vent for the dishwasher.
Oh.
That's what the hole was there for.
Thanks, Nate. So if anyone heard, Nate was saying that the hole that we had the reverse osmosis come through was the vent for the dishwasher. So there's that for you. I didn't put it together. If you have any questions, message Nate at Raw Natty Nate. He can help you out. Thanks, babe. Oh, awesome. So thank you guys for joining for this live. This is the last live that I have scheduled for today. Tomorrow is another packed day because it's the final day to get the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. You have just over 30 hours left to get it. It ends tomorrow at midnight Pacific time, which is 3 a.m. on the 12th, on Friday morning on the East Coast. So grab the bundle now before it's gone. You can download all the content and enjoy it unlimited for as long as you keep the files safe. But check it out because it's only here once a year and it will not be back ever the same way again. This specific collection will never be available again for this price. You'll be able to buy everything after, but it's all going to be regular price. So if you want it all for $50, go to the link in my bio, the link in the description, or send me a DM and I'll send you the link if you can't find it. I'm here to help you, but also here to help you if you have any questions. Send me a DM. I'm happy to answer. Marie says, thank you for all you do to help us. All the work you put into this bundle, appreciate everything. Thank you for saying that. We put so much work into this bundle. It's months in the making, and right after this bundle is done, we're going to start working on next year's. So it does take a whole year to build a bundle. It's a lot of work, and that's why we only run it for 11 days. But it's over tomorrow. I'm good. It's bittersweet because it is a lot of work, these lives every day, but I'm going to miss them. I will try to do lives more often because I always love coming live with you and chatting. Maybe once a week I might go to that. But yeah, we set aside the entire bundle week to have a big bundle event and to help you guys and all that stuff. So please go check out the bundle. It's a great way to support us and continue what we do throughout the year. And it's a great way, more importantly, to support yourself in adding more raw food to your diet. So until tomorrow, Nate and I will be wrapping wraps live at 2 p.m. PST. We've got some party. I'm going to be live with Chris Kendall, I believe, tomorrow at 8 or 9 in the morning. So lots of fun stuff happening tomorrow. If you want to know all the lives that are happening tomorrow, link in my bio or in the description, go to the website for the bundle website. And at the top, there's the 2023 live event schedule. You can click on May 11th and see all the cool stuff that's happening tomorrow for the final day of the 2023 Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. Thank you to everyone who's purchased. Thank you to everyone who's been hanging out with us, even if you haven't bought the bundle. We appreciate you regardless, and we love you, and thank you for making compassionate choices. So we'll be back tomorrow for more lives. I love you. Mwah! And fruit on.